Right then, let's give this a go. Episode 2, welcome back to the Building My Portfolio series. It's been a little while. I should have been putting out another episode sooner than this, but life's got very busy. Today we're going to be talking about the extension, which I'm very excited to share with you very soon. I'm going to talk to you a bit about like my portfolio and the updates there, the sourcing business, and maybe even a bit of a market update as well. So yeah, if we get started with this extension, I've not quite shared or shown any of this on the YouTube channel yet. That is because I'm doing like one whole video in which I just want to show you complete transformation from the demo to it all being built, the highs and the lows of it, the costs of it, and everything. I want to do one video, make it super useful, super valuable. But yeah, what an experience it's been. Initially set out to sort of do the build within like 8 to 10 weeks. We've now surpassed that. I think we're on like week 11 or 12, which is a bit disappointing, but still we moved fast. That first 4 weeks of taking the old building down, which is like this like lean-to on the back of the bungalow that was single skinned, it leaked like a sieve, to then obviously doing the footings, doing all the brickwork and the block work up to plate, putting the roof on, so on. I've had a main contractor, builder that's done a large part of the work, and then I've just been loitering, being around, checking things get done, jumping in, doing a bit of painting, and so on. So yeah, really, I've been hands off with this one, but of course, living here, the reason I've stayed hands off is I literally just wanted to make sure that this progressed quickly and was done to a high standard. And I've got so many other things going on in life right now to then add any additional work to my plate really wasn't smart, because even with things like doing the bathroom in this bungalow took far longer than intended because I did it basically, or because I've been doing it. And when something comes up with work and in my day job where I've got to earn money now to support us, that always takes priority. So then any DIY stops. So I just thought, bungalow, let's smash it out. Let's get this extension done. Let's get the place finished. In terms of living here or selling it, we actually really love it here. So for two main reasons, we will be staying. First of all, we love it. We think it's a great close. For me to be able to continue focusing on growing the business, it actually probably makes more sense to stand still for a little while rather than constantly moving, doing somewhere up and so on. And number two, me quitting my job doesn't exactly make me the ideal candidate to then sell this and then go and get another residential property. I've got to get a couple of years worth of books and then we can start to think about that. But as I say, we really like it here. I think we'll stay. Allows me to put more focus and attention onto growing the sourcing business. And obviously my portfolio. So talking of my portfolio, within the last probably 6 weeks, 2 new purchases that completed within 2 weeks. One of those, again, I'll be sharing a video very soon. The refurb has been going on and that's been moving at lightning pace, thanks to my builder. If anyone needs a builder kind of in the Liverpool Northwest region, drop me a line, only if you're like literally about to start, rather than I'm thinking about buying somewhere, because I can put you in touch with obviously a really solid builder in the area. Now, moving at lightning pace, almost to the point in which I'm going to be going up and painting it. The reason I'm painting it, again, just to keep costs down, but because I need to go see the property anyway, so that was just like a cost line that I could take off. But everything else has really come down to working with the main builder there, because again, just not time effective. Maybe it's more cost effective, but it's not time effective for me to be going up and doing a lot of that work, or for me to regularly be going there. So it just makes more sense, get the property, build into the numbers the refurb cost, using someone else, get all of that work done by a main contractor, and then at the end, obviously it's all done, ready to be rented. You can move quicker, get money and cash flow coming in because you're renting it quicker. You can then get on with the refinance quicker. And then obviously, if things are changing in the market, it's probably a better thing as well that you exit off of a bridge, or you exit off of cash, or whatever you're doing with your flipping or doing BRR, it pays to move quicker, in my opinion, rather than have unnecessary delays due to me doing the work, for example. So yeah, but the portfolio is going really well in that respect. You know, it took a long time to get those 2 purchases over the line. That first one, yeah, nearly finished, you know, ready to be rented. The second one, I've actually agreed a sale on it. So bought it, needs a full refurb, but done no work to it, agreed a sale. So I've not gone and got like a really high price for it. I've just gone and made a bit of profit because I actually need that money for another project that I'm taking on. So as much as I think this one's like, it's genuinely a super deal, like 3-bed terraced, really good deal, really good little renter within a solid area. And arguably I should try and hold on to that. I've had a sort of slightly bigger and better deal come about in which I want to get my teeth stuck into. And the only opportunity for me to do that right now in my own name is by selling my current one I've just bought, using that cash proceeds to purchase this new, bigger project. So yeah, really excited with this new one that I've agreed, but obviously sad to see this other one go because, again, I bought that thinking I was going to hold it for like 20, 30 years probably. But regardless, I think it pays to be you know, able to adapt and move quickly, again, particularly in markets, make decisions and follow those decisions through rather than, you know, taking time and being slow. Just make quick decisions and be very precise with what you do as well. So I've agreed that to another investor who's got a good deal, very good deal to be fair. I still make a bit of profit. He'll go on and make his profit and have a good rental property for many, many years to come, I'm sure. So once that goes through and sells, I will share more on it. But right now, I think for privacy and for the sake of the investor, I think it's fair to just keep it under wraps, and then I'll share more at the end. So yeah, that's my portfolio. I will continue trying to grow my portfolio, hence why I'm trying to buy this other one. I hear a lot of people right now talking about, you know, not buying, but that's not me. I think property is a great asset class in the sense that you can buy at any time because you can secure a good price at any time. You know, you're not following the market like you are in stocks and crypto. You are following what the owner wants, what their desired outcome is. So as long as you can find somewhere at a good price, then you can secure that, buy it in any market, and then you have exit options. As long as you've factored that in, you'll be absolutely fine. So that's my portfolio. In terms of the sourcing business, that's absolutely flying, which I'm really pleased to say. I think that's something that I will continue to focus on over the upcoming probably 12, 24 months because it's a really good cash flow model for me. It's putting me in touch with some like phenomenal investors, building up really good relationships. And of course, it's helping me build teams and trades within areas that I wouldn't normally. For example, West Yorkshire, got a really solid setup there now of someone working for me on Property X, and then also we've got a build team of trades that's helping us do the full source and project management setup. So really excited to also share some of those projects which will be completing and coming up over the upcoming months. And then of course showing you the transformations on those, how we're managing it and so on. So lots going on behind the scenes, kind of a little bit, hence why I haven't done too many videos, but I want to continue obviously doing lots of these videos. I've taken on a new office, so there's going to be much more opportunity for me to just be able to sit down with the camera and share stuff with you, and for me to hire people as well. But I'll share more on that one very soon. In terms of like a market update, I thought it'd be super interesting just to add my little 2 cents on the market and what I think is going on right now, or not what I think is going on, but what we can do, I guess, to hedge against what's going on right now, because a lot of people are talking about not investing. I'm going to sit and I'm going to wait for a crash. And particularly if you're a new investor and you're saying that, you're kind of showing how new or potentially amateur you are, because in the nice way, I don't mean that horribly, but it's just because when you haven't experienced a crash, and don't get me wrong, I haven't invested through a crash, I've worked through a crash as an estate agent, and it's a very, very different kind of market. It's a very, very different kind of situation, and people's mindsets flip within an instant. And you know, you think now, I will wait until the market crashes and then I will buy. However, the problem when the market does actually crash, you know, lenders will start to pull products, meaning that, you know, maybe you can't buy a house with a 10% deposit, maybe you can't buy a buy-to-let with 25% deposit. They will start to hike interest rates like you've never seen before, and pull products, as I said, and it will become incredibly hard to get properties. You know, they'll want you to put down 40%, 50%. They'll want to completely scrutinize you, any debt that you have, any income that you generate, they will scrutinize because they will try and de-risk things as much as possible. So then all of a sudden you think you'll be able to swoop in when the market dips, but you can't, because all of that's taken off the table. Of course, if you're a cash buyer and you're able to move quickly with those resources, then you'll probably be absolutely fine. But the other side of that is, when do you actually know when the market has dipped? When do you know when it's crashed? When do you know when it's bottomed out? You know, you might start to see it decline, see all the signs, see the panic. When do you know it's the bottom? Or when do you know it's bouncing back out the other side? Timing the market is very, very difficult. So an age-old saying for any property investors is time in the market versus trying to time the market. And what that basically means is, you know, always try and buy at a good price, and then always just try and hold for the long term, you know, play the long game, because then it's time in the market that will see the benefits, you know, the profits from your rent, capital appreciation, versus trying to time the market where you could see yourself come unstuck, really. You know, you might buy at the very top, or you might buy the wrong property at the wrong time, you know. So always think long term, think long game, and generally speaking, I think, you know, you will survive these kind of situations. The only thing I will say again is, you know, when recessions or setbacks do come, if they come, you know, we don't know exactly what's coming and if it will. But if it does, of course, interest rates rise quite considerably. What does that mean for investors? Well, if you have to refinance in that time, if you have to go onto that higher rate, it means your cash flow will be massively impacted, because you're, you know, no longer paying £250 interest only mortgage, you're now paying £450, you know, which is, you know, incredibly impactful. If you're only making 250, 350 profit, it really takes away from that. So if you're buying now or going to buy in those times, then you just need to factor that in. You need to make sure that, you know, this property does cash flow. You know, I don't want to be going negative each month, because otherwise, if something comes about, if we have a recession, if we have a setback, and that's not just 2 years, maybe they can go on sometimes for, you know, 4 or 5 years, you've got to be able to service that debt, service your interest only mortgage throughout that time. So you've just got to factor that in, plan for it, and as I say, then you should make it out the other side absolutely fine, ready to buy into a good market. So anyway, I think this has been quite a long video in the end. I hope you've enjoyed it. Great to see you all as usual. I'll be back very soon with more videos. Until then, I'll see you next week.